Yo, what's going on? It's RJ, and I just jumped off the porch with Dirty Glove Bastard. Gang.
I go Mamba, I go Beastie. I left the B&B, pull up fresh in a tea tree. Keep it discreet, not in the.
All right, so we got the one and only RJ jumping off the porch with us today. Welcome, man.
Yeah, man, thank you so much for having me, bro. I'm excited.
Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate you, pulling up on us too while you're in Atlanta, man.
Had to, bro. Had to.
Yeah, man. So I know you had the listening party event last night at Cam Kirk's studio, man.
Yeah.
Talk about that experience, man.
It was amazing. I'm still rolling out that shit right now, a little hungover, but we made it. So, my EP Hard on Wax is dropping in a couple of days. So, yeah, we just been going from city to city, showing love, playing the music, seeing what the vibes is like, and it's been really good. Everybody receiving the music well. So yeah, it's been good. Last night was so much fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Now, considering your music's like so vulnerable and personal, do you ever get like nervous before you share your new music?
Oh yeah, for sure. But see, the thing about it, this time around, like I'm a lot more confident about it. We dropped the album under ROC last year, and it was really like me still developing, trying to find who I am, as an artist. But I feel like with this EP, man, like I really tapped in. I really found who I am, and I was more excited for them to hear it than anything.
Okay.
Hell yeah. So shout out Cam Kirk Studios. We had an amazing time last night.
Yeah. So how does it make you feel when you get that type of positive reaction? First time these people are being able to,
Yeah, it's a good feeling, man. It was ass shaking, bottles popping. It was crazy. Like it was an incredible feeling. Like it just made me, even more thankful and like I'm blessed, man, for real. To have the support, to come out here and get the support, the love. I'm blessed.
Yeah, and tomorrow you got the event in New Orleans. Back at home,
right?
We're
taking it home. Yeah. It's gonna be epic, man, for real. Like the team, like everybody, like man, like we gotta do it a little smaller than we did yesterday. Like make it a little bit more intimate, cause yesterday was crazy. Mm-hmm. But man, they gonna show out in New Orleans for sure. Like my home, like they gonna show out.
Man. Yeah, so we'll revisit the project in a second, man. But let's take it back. So, born and raised in New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
All right. So talk about your experience, coming up in New Orleans.
Then. I'm from the Ninth Ward, the lower Ninth Ward. New Orleans is broken up into wards, so that's where I'm from. But when I was 5, we actually moved to Tennessee. So I ain't really like my early days, like my years of me being a baby. We ain't really spent too much time in New Orleans. Moved to Tennessee when Katrina hit in 05.
Okay.
We stayed out there for like 8 years. And then when we came back, we lived like not too far from the Ninth Ward, so not too far from where I was born and where all my people from and stuff like that. But we was in a nicer area. So, same situation. I grew up single mother. My dad wasn't really around like that. I got 2 brothers, and my mom held it down. My mom did everything she could to make it seem like we wasn't struggling. So, that's why in the music, I don't too much. I'm struggling. My mama didn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, like, shout out my mom. Like, she, like, we definitely Section 8 food stamps, all that shit, but she made it to where it's like, I wouldn't know that we were struggling,
Yeah.
Facts.
How proud is moms, today of everything that you've been able to accomplish?
She's super proud. Like, she's super proud. And I always tell her, like, Mom, I got to make you proud. Mom, she like, I'm already proud of you. Like, she see what I'm doing. But, yeah, she's super proud. That's my rock.
Nah, that's dope right there, man.
Yeah.
So what were some of your hobbies as a kid? Were you always into music? Were you playing sports
Yeah,
too?
I love, my family tried to get me in football. I was a big dude when I was a kid. Like, I'm talking about, like, 11. I was, like, down at 200 pounds. Like, so... Yeah, they had me outside playing football, but I never really I tried out for the teams in school and stuff, but I never really made no team. So that's when I knew music was something that I really wanted to take serious. Cause when I would rap and sing in class, like people really be like, oh, this nigga really rap, he can really sing. So I knew at an early age, like 7, 8, that rapping and singing was what I wanted to do.
Oh wow.
Yeah, really once we moved to Memphis, and I really started making friends in school, I was like, yeah, I want to do this.
Yeah, Memphis is so rich in music history too.
Hell yeah.
Just like New Orleans is.
Hell yeah, they very, very deeply rooted in. I was put on to all the Memphis music when I was out there, so shout out Starlito, shout out Don Tripp, them some legends, man. Them some legends.
Yeah, those are 2 of my favorite artists.
Yeah, for real. They need to make another Step Brothers, bro, for real.
I hear it's on the way, man.
For real?
Actually hear it's actually happening.
That's fire.
Yeah. So when you moved back to New Orleans, was it a big adjustment considering, all you probably knew at that time was Memphis?
It was the hugest adjustment, bro, for real. But I definitely, when we was in Memphis, like I always knew like that wasn't like my home. Like it never felt comfortable. But when we moved back home, it was a comfortable feeling just being around like my grandma, like my family. All my family had already been back to New Orleans. We was the only family still in Memphis. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everybody else had moved back once they fixed the city up and stuff like that. But yeah, once we moved back, it was definitely an adjustment I had to make. Like I said, I was 12, 13, 200 pounds. Like I wasn't fitting in, you know what I'm saying? Like I had Jerry curls in my head, like trying to go.
It's a real Memphis stuff.
Yeah, for real. Like my shit was dripped out, so it was definitely hard fitting in. Like, yeah, they was fucking teasing me down to the, and that's one thing about New Orleans. They call it ribbing out there.
Yeah.
They'll rib the fuck out you, like, so they definitely talked about my weight, how I looked and shit like that. So I was a quiet kid, man, for real. I was quiet as hell when we came back.
How long would you say it took you for you to, you know, get adjusted and kind of feel comfortable in
Really like a year. So like, yeah, so how it happened was we moved back to Memphis. I mean, we moved back to New Orleans and I started middle school. And like I said, I was big, you know, quiet, ain't nobody really fuck with me. And I had one friend and he actually passed away some years ago from suicide. And I talk about him a lot, but Nicholas, he was a kid with cerebral palsy, a white kid. Like, I ain't never had no white friend before, like, you know what I'm saying? And so one day we just on the bus and niggas is clowning me, making fun of me. And I'm talking about he really like, you know what I'm saying? He get up like, man, what y'all niggas want to do? Like, y'all not about to fuck with bro. And I'm like, damn. So we had locked in and he just opened my mind up to a whole different world, like of music, just everything. Like, bro had me listening to like EDM, dubstep. So not only am I 200 pounds, Jerry curl, now I'm walking around with this nigga and we listening to dubstep and EDM, so I really just wasn't fitting in, but I ain't give a fuck because I had my dog. But as I, you know, middle school into high school, I'm on the bitches now and like I had some of the black guys like come around and be like, man, like you with us now. So me and Nick kind of like, you know, but that was still my dog. Yeah. But shout out DJ Kiweezy, he from my city, but yeah, we went to high school together and that's who really like, man, let me put you on game. You know, got my style right, and I became who I am.
Okay, yeah. I got you. When would you say you jumped off the porch? How old were you at the time?
Jumped out the porch. Been out the porch, man. We've been outside since Katrina. For real. Since 05, I jumped out the porch in 05.
Okay, yeah. And you mentioned having two siblings, right? Are they younger or older than you?
I have one younger brother and one older, so I'm the middle child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, you know, middle child gets that, you know, reputation like you kind of forgotten about. You know
Yeah, hell yeah, man. Listen, you don't know the half of it, for real. That's why I step so hard as I do today. That's why I do because I feel like my whole life I've been overlooked. So, yeah, I'm making it happen.
Yeah. After school, did you go to college or what were you
I'm in college right now. I'm in Road. Yeah.
Where at?
I go to a community college in my hometown. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Yeah. Just gonna get my little degree right quick, you know what I'm saying? Something like.
No, that's dope, man. So what are you studying there right now?
Well, my major is general studies, but my concentration is music business. So we're taking a lot of music classes right now. Just trying to educate my mind, man.
Absolutely.
Elevate constantly, bro. That's what it's about.
No, that's really smart, man. Because if you're gonna be dealing with these contracts and everything,
yeah,
man.
got to. So that's one thing that we learning right now is like reading contracts. Well, I start my semester in the fall, my next semester in the fall, but yeah, definitely teaching us about reading contracts, music engineering, just everything that I need to learn the ins and outs, bro.
Okay. Yeah. And so at what point do you actually start like recording music then?
The first time I got in the first time I recorded music, got in the studio, I had to be like 16. So, like I said, we moved back to New Orleans. I got adjusted, got acquainted, you know what I'm saying? Got cool with the hood, you know what I'm saying? Everybody in the hood, and they really just embraced me. Like my homeboys at the time in high school, they really knew how to play their role, you know what I'm saying? It was like, okay, you the artist, you could sing, rap, we gonna record you and we gonna turn you up, and you know that's gonna turn all of us up. So they was doing that for a while, like recording me in the PE locker room or after school, behind the school, was recording me singing. And one of the homeboys was like, man, I got somebody who could, you know, put you in the studio and make you, you know, really turn you up. I was like, man, fuck it, let's do it. So a guy by the name of Bang, that's still my brother to this day, he let me pull up to the studio, and it wasn't even a studio. It was a mic in a closet, some speakers, you know. But to me, that was everything. That was the most
that's all you need, right?
Yeah, that's the most I had ever seen, whatever. And I got in there, and we knocked it out. The first song I ever recorded was called Not Enough, and that was the first song that blew me up. So. Yeah.
Did you expect like that type of reaction for the song? I think it's like on SoundCloud alone over
like
2 million.
Yeah. So kinda, but not really. Like when we did the video first of me just singing it a cappella, and then the following day it had blew up on Twitter, everywhere, like fucking platforms that I wasn't even familiar about. Facebook and shit, I wasn't even on Facebook, it blew up on Facebook. So I knew that once I recorded the song, it was gonna have a little, you know, but it really did do big, like, you know, 2-3 million, so.
Yeah. So going viral before you even record a song.
Yeah.
Like, what's that experience?
Man, that's
like,
dope. I didn't look, bro, like, you know, as cliche as it sounds, I really did not expect that. Like, you know, I knew I had a small little following of people that fucked with the music and shit, but again, to wake up and just the whole world is just, you know, eyes on me, it was incredible, bro, for real. Like, and my family was mad because I ain't even tell them, like, you know, like,
for real.
Yeah, I kept them out of, because music was always just something that I just wanted to do myself. Like, you know, like, it wasn't something that I'm like, oh, I make music, you know. Now we it's on a bigger platform, but at first I just was doing it because I just love to do it.
Yeah. And were like labels or managers reaching out to you at that time?
Hell yeah. So one of the very first people to reach out to me as far as like management and paperwork was Mr. Marcelo. I don't know if, yeah.
Currency's brother.
Yeah. So he was the first person to reach out. But I was too young to do the paperwork at the time. So he really just like, you know, had me under his wing, bringing me to, now we was in a real studio, you know what I'm saying? He had me around real engineers and real producers. So yeah, it kind of molded, you know, my artistry and just really, yeah. So yeah, after Marcelo though, soon after Fee followed, you know, locked in with Fee, and yeah, that's how we really took it there.
Yeah. And were you familiar with who Fee was at that time?
I wasn't familiar with a fucking thing. Like, I wasn't familiar with nothing, no. Mr. Marcelo, nothing. Like, the dude that I'm telling you about, Bang, he had to put me on, like, yo, Mr. Marcelo was Jet Life Currency. I'm like, okay, that's fine, because like I said, I had spent 8 years in Memphis. To come back, I ain't know nothing. So then he was like, well, now Fee, you know, trying to holler at you. I'm like, who the hell is Fee? Like, I don't know who the Fee what, nigga. So yeah, but now of course I know, like, yeah, them niggas is some big dogs in my city and shit. And yeah, shout out to them both, man. Especially Fee. Fee's still with me to this day. So
yeah, talk about building up that relationship with Fee too, man.
Man, Fee he's so real, bro, because honestly, he could have been just been like, yo, you know, I don't want to fuck with this kid. Because we had been locked in since I was 16. That's when we first met. But when my song had popped, we was trying to do the deal then, you know, so that not enough so we could take it on the road, do whatever, because it was buzzing. And you know, I was young at the time, 17, so we brought it to my mom's attention, like, oh, we trying to do this the paperwork. My mom was like, not happening. Like, Fee hit the door, like, you might well leave, because it's not, she was just not for it. And I don't blame her, you know, she didn't understand the masses of what we had going on, and nobody in my family's ever done what I've done. So, but yeah, she wasn't having it. But I say that to say, Fee was like, okay, that's cool. I'ma still rock with Lil Bro. I'ma mold him, but bring him around any opportunity I got. Like, he really been holding it down for a long time, bro. And that's how he got me with Rock and NBA. So like, yeah, that's my dog, my big homie.
He's the one that introduced you to YB, or how did that
situation come? So I did a performance at the House of Blues like 2017, 2018, and really just get my name out there, you know, hitting different venues and stuff. And he was like, man, I think you should really, like, you know, tap in with YB, like at least meet him. So this was right after my House of Blues performance. He was like, you know, me and YB, we about to ride around, run some errands. I just want you to, you know, meet him and shit like that. So I had met him. And yeah, this was back like 2017. So me and him was still young, like babies for real, kids. And yeah, from the first day I met him, like, I just knew, like, yeah, this a cool dude. Like, this somebody who really, you know, is gonna impact the culture and continue to do it, and he has, bro. So, free top, yeah. Fee was the first person to introduce me to him.
Okay, yeah. And what'd you think when YB started fucking with you? Because, you know, you're looking at his roster today, it's not really like your type of music. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, so at first, like, when we did the deal, so, you know, I met him in 2017, and then I kept doing my thing. Like, we just, you know, head nod, and I kept doing my thing. And then 2020 was when Fee was like, you know, I want you to meet YB again, but just on some real, let's put together some paperwork. So definitely, you know, when I first got under Bro wing, I was like, man, how the fuck I'm supposed to rap on these BR beats? Like, I've never, like, you know, to be honest, before I signed to him, I didn't even listen to him. I didn't, like, you know, and it wasn't on no hating shit. That's just not what we grew up listening to. Like, you know, like, we ain't grew up listening to Webby or Boosie and no shit like that. Like, it's just not what I was familiar with. So definitely when we signed, I'm like, okay, now I gotta start rapping on his beats. And I did, like, the first couple of weeks, first couple months, whatever. I'm in that bitch hollering at the mic, like talking about killing niggas and this and that. But yeah, one thing bro just always did was just like, yo, Jay, like, you know, be yourself, bro. Like, it's good. Like, you know, we signed you for a reason. You're a dope artist. So he just always kept it real with me from day one. But, you know, every now and then I can still turn up and get on them type shits. Like we did Gang Baby. So shout out to Gang and shit. But yeah, bro, I'm proud of who I am and the music that I make. And I think they are too, you know. Bro definitely signed me for a reason. Yeah. So, yeah.
What was like working in the studio with him too?
Man, it's chaotic, bro.
Is it really?
Yes.
I could imagine.
Yeah, it's very chaotic because he's just one of those people where it's like, my mind worked the same way, but his is a mile a minute, a couple of miles a minute, bro. He just frantic. So we at the Gang Baby record, we actually recorded in the kitchen. And I was asleep. I ain't know he was I ain't sleep, but I'm just over there like chilling and I hearing him scream. Like I'm just letting him do his thing. Like he's turning up on the mic screaming. Then all of a sudden I hear, RJ, get on this bitch, man. And then I just get up fresh out and he like, man, say this shit, like go. Cause I'm one of them artists, bro. Like I used to write a lot. Like this shit started off as poetry. So as far as like punching in and shit, I wasn't so used to, by that time I was a little bit more used to doing it, but it still was something that, you know, I had a problem with just punching in, thinking of shit off top, but he is a genius, bro. He will just make 10 songs just off top, just, you know, in under 30 minutes, I done seen him do it. So that's how he had me in that bitch, like, man, punch in, you good, go. So, but it's fire though, like, it's fire. I like making music like that. It tests my ability to really do this shit, but yeah, that's how it be.
Chaotic, I like how you described that.
It be chaotic though. But it's fun though, it's a lot of fun. We have a lot of fun in the studio.
Yeah, Free Top, man.
Yeah,
it's crazy
Top,
what they
man.
got him going through these
Hell
days.
yeah, bro. Free, I couldn't imagine, bro, like.
It seems like he's been on house arrest for like 5 years.
That's what I'm saying, like, I don't give a fuck, like, people be like, oh, he rich, like, you know, like, I'm pretty sure he good, like, you know, man, you locked in any amount of space, you just in a rich-ass jail, like, you know,
Pretty much, yeah.
It's definitely fucked up what they doing with him, bro.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah.
What's the connection between you and A Boogie? How does that happen, man?
Yeah, so again, Fee, you know, I made that happen. Well, when I was in high school, like, that's when I first got put on to Boogie. The homeboys in school was like, man, he kind of sound like you know, y'all got the same little singing, rapping vibe going on. And they was like, man, you should like just shout him out, like, you know, just on your Instagram. Cause this was at the time, like I said, I was making my videos, I was doing numbers, I had eyes on me. So they like, man, you know, just shout him out and see if he'll reach out. You know, I think he got a show coming in New Orleans, like, you know, just, so I did just that. But I took it a little further. I made a whole song about the nigga for real. Because once I started listening to his music, I really started fucking with him. And I'm like, damn, like, dude hard. So I made a song about him. It was some simple shit. I just want to meet A Boogie. And then I put it up on the internet and the shit took off. Like, I just don't know how this shit was taking off like it was, bro. But people was feeling the sound. And he reached out once he saw the video and was like, yo, you know, take my number. Let's lock in and really do some shit. And soon after he came to New Orleans and that's when we really met. And the chemistry was so real. Like, he definitely looked at me like just on some little bro shit, some shit, you know. He could really take me under his wing and I could learn a lot of shit. So that's what we had did, man. He soon after we linked, when he came to New Orleans, we had linked up like a year or two later, once I really started developing more as an artist. And yeah, bro, he took me under his wing and really mentored me. Like I say that a lot. Like for 2 years, he mentored me, had me living out there in New York. So it was a whole different environment. Yeah, we was on the road. So I got to see firsthand all of this shit that was happening, because this is before, you know, NBA Youngboy, this before all of that. So this is my first time seeing like sold out shows, hundreds of thousands of people, like, you know, so I got to see that at an early age. So shout out Whole High Bridge, man. They really looked out for me. I didn't know what a Marys was before I met them boys. They put me on, you know, we was on the block for real with it too. So yeah, shout out Whole High Bridge.
Yeah, and what's the chemistry like when you guys are recording too?
Oh, it's fire. See, it's way less chaotic when with them guys for real. Like they be on some chill shit, but yeah, it's fire, bro. Like me and him haven't gotten the actual lab in a minute, but when we did used to record, bro, it was just bouncing ideas off of each other, you know, really taking our time with the records and shit. And we got some fire unreleased joints too that's old, but we definitely got to drop them joints.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, the world needs to hear this.
Yeah,
man.
yeah, hell yeah. It's gonna be new to y'all, you feel me? For real.
Yeah. Talk about the inspiration for your song Not a Love Story that you dropped a few years ago.
Yeah, so man, I was in a headspace of really just like trying to find myself. I had moved out of mom's crib, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot going on at that time. And around that time, I was listening to a lot of like Lucci and shit like that too. So that's what kind of just inspired the record, like, cause I was making a lot of records for women and I wanted to do something for the streets. This was around the time me and Fee had just did the paperwork. Like I had turned 18, 19 to where I could finally, sign by myself without no legal guardian and shit. So we had did the paperwork and that was one of the first records that we put out. So yeah, I just wanted to talk to the streets with that joint, yeah.
Yeah, it looked like the feedback was crazy. That song blew up, too.
Yeah, hell yeah. To this day, like when we do shows, I just did the tour last year with NoCap and shit. They like, man, perform. They scream and perform out a love story. So yeah, they definitely received that well, bro.
Yeah.
I definitely try to feed both of them, the women and the streets. You know what I'm saying, for sure.
Do you find like it's a hard balance between those two, or is it coming natural to you? Because you
really.
like making both types of music?
Yeah, I enjoy making all kinds of music, bro.
Okay.
But my main audience forever gonna be the ladies. Like
Absolutely,
I love women,
yeah.
so yeah, it's never a hard thing, bro, for real. Cause I come from the streets too, so it's nothing to speak about this shit, But I don't be trying to drag it and shit, cause again, my main audience be the women, talking to them.
Yeah, and the female fans, they gonna be so loyal to you
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
man.
always, man. I love my women supporters, man. My female supporters, so much love, for real.
Yeah. What was that experience like, touring with NoCap and all that, man?
Oh man, that was crazy. That was crazy. That's probably the craziest little tour run that I've ever been on because I got to hit the stage and really just hold it down myself, you know what I'm saying? So the first couple of shows, it was my first time touring. So the first couple of shows, I'm like iffy. I come out there screaming to the top of my lungs. I'm throwing water in the crowd, just all type of shit. So, but I learned through that tour really how to just take my time, control the room, talk to everybody, make eye contact, so it really was just a learning experience. So by the time the tour was over, I was rocking out, bro, for real. Like I was rocking out. And then soon after, I had opened up for Lil Wayne. So it just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so the shit just kind of just helped me. And that show was like one of the best shows I ever had. I'm talking about from the front of the crowd to the back of the crowd. I had them rocking with me. So definitely shout out NoCap, the whole backing crew. It definitely just helped me, develop who I am as an artist, and especially on that stage, bro. Breath control, all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah, it's a learning experience, performing, man.
Hell yeah. You gotta entertain thousands of people for 10 minutes straight. Like, that's a hard job, like for real. So shout out to all my soldiers who do that, bro. That's fire. Yeah.
For sure, man. So we got the situation with ROC Nation, man. How'd this come about then?
Yeah, so, I knew sooner or later, this shit was gonna happen. Like I said, me and Fee, we did the paperwork, and yeah, man, we just hit the ground running, dropping these records. They was doing a lot of numbers, and then we made the connection happen with YB. So I knew it was only a matter of time before the major labels started reaching out, and we had a couple. You know what I'm saying? Capital reached out, Republic had a deal for us, but ROC just made the most sense. And this really a team that I've been wanting to be a part of for a long time. I know the way that they run things, and the way they let their artists drop their music. So, yeah, it's great over here, bro. For real. Shout out ROC. Like, this is something that I've been wanting to make happen, and we made it happen. Shout out Female Carter. Like, they really, made this happen, put this together for me.
Yeah. For some, upcoming artists that watching this, what would you say like the main differences, between being signed and doing it independently?
Well, I think the main difference is you have a team, right? So it's like, you gotta pass the ball. You have to you gotta communicate with your team. You gotta make sure, because when you're independent, you're doing everything by yourself. Ain't really you could put your own schedule, but for the most part, ain't no schedule, ain't no this and that. But when you got a team, things gotta be on point, you just working with a team, bro. So it's a schedule, and things may slow up a little bit, right? So if I wanted to be like, oh, I got a record I want to drop tomorrow on all platforms, I can't necessarily just do that. As an independent artist, I might be able to do that, but under a label, you can't just do that. It's rules and shit under the contract, but it makes sense. I wouldn't want to just drop some shit tomorrow. We got to make sure it go through UMG and this and all that, but we do all of that to make sure that it's good for when it is time for it to drop. It's a whole process that we have to go through when dropping music and releasing it.
Absolutely, yeah. It's got to be like more strategic with it.
Yeah, that's the word, bro. It's very, very much more strategic than when you're an independent artist, for real.
All right, so the new project, Heart on Wax, man.
Yeah.
First, I'll just explain the title for this one.
Yeah, so Heart on Wax is a double entendre, man. I'm putting my heart on the wax, you know what I'm saying? I put my heart on paper, really just, letting it all out, man. Like who I am, what the music stand for, but we using the phases of the moon to kind of orchestrate how the songs are on the project. And you'll hear it once you listen to it, but each song is like a different phase of myself. So I'm kind of like symbolizing myself as the moon in this project, so Hard on Wax.
Yeah, you post on IG that like every song is going to bring you a different emotion.
Yeah. It's gonna bring you a different emotion, man, for real, because I feel like that's been like one of my biggest boundaries in music is just like trying to find myself. You know what I'm saying? From jump, anytime anybody asks me like, well, who is RJ? Like, what kind of music you make? And I always tell them like, I'm so versatile. They be like, well, what does that mean? Like, you know, but nigga, me, I'm versatile. Like, this who I am, you know, and with this project, I'm not trying to shy away from it or run away from it. We're gonna make all kind of vibes for all kind of, you know, different occasions, but it's all still cohesive. So it's dope, man. It's a fire project, 5 songs. Yeah,
let's talk about the 5 songs on there.
Yeah.
New Orleans Love Letter, man.
Yeah.
Talk about the inspiration for this one.
So, yeah, we shout out Scales too. I really wanted this to be like a small project in all aspects. You know, we only had a couple of producers produce this. You know, it just was real intimate. Whereas the last album, you know, we would just go in the studio, 10 producers one day, 15 producers the next day, just, you know, it wasn't like that. Like, we really started from nothing and was like, man, let's build. So with the NO Love Letter, me and Scales sat down and was like, man, we need to make this album like an album. Like, you know, it needs conceptual stories. And I'm like, okay, I could do stories. You know, I look up to all the story writers, you know, like Nas and stuff that would like really write stories with their music and shit like that. I really studied the game, so I was like, yeah, let's do it, man. Let's make a story about New Orleans, me just, you know, and the shit that go on. And so yeah, that's how that record came about.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lost art these days, is putting that storytelling.
Yeah,
in
hell
songs.
yeah, man. Everybody, we in a day and age where niggas just don't really want to hear the rapidy rap type of, you know, music, but it's okay. Like, that's why I say I'm gonna feed all aspects of my audience when listening to my music. But it's a dope record, really storytelling, and it's fire, like, for real. Like, people don't really be wanting to lock in and listen to lyrics these days, I feel like, but the shit is hard, bro, for real. Yeah.
And the second song, Alone, is a flip of a Jeezy
and
Neo
so
song.
yeah, shout out Jeezy and Neo. We actually got them to clear the record before the project, so yeah, it's lovely, man. I wanted to put something on the project that was like a banger, like something that was familiar, because I haven't really done that before, like took a sample, flipped it, like that's never really been my thing. But we was like, shit, let's do it, you know what I'm saying? When we left the studio one day, the song came on the radio, She Said, just came on the radio, and I'm like, damn, this is sleeper, like, how we forget about this one? So when I get back to the studio the next day, I just start singing it. And Scales like, hold on, nigga, like, hold on, like, this just sound crazy, like, so he, hitting the drums, and we just, we really made it come to life, man, for real, like, all the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, the record turned out super dope, man.
Man, thank you so much, for real, for real.
And one of my favorites on there is that Southern
That Southern twang, yeah. That's my shit. That's what everybody that's what everybody keeps saying, bro. Everybody, I really like that Too Late record though. You know, it's a tearjerker for me, cause you know I was going through a lot when we made the record, and I really wanted to put something on the project that was like that, you know, that took you into the mind of me, you know, and the things that I go through when I'm going through heartbreak. But yeah, I like that Too Late a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like you're writing like almost like a suicide letter.
Yeah. So the song itself is a suicide note. I'm glad that you picked up on that. Yeah, so it's a suicide note. So it's really deep, but at the same time, it's a bop too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Shout out my boys in New York, Band on the Beat. They did the beat, and I told them like I want to make a sad song, but that motherfucker still got to be rocking. So when we was playing it at the listening session last night, like I don't even think people was peeping the lyrics. They just in that bitch like, yo, what up, you know what I'm saying? Like, but whole time it's a whole suicide note. So that's how we played on that. Yeah.
Nah, that's what's up, man. Going back to Southern twang though, man. It's like I like how the beat switches up. In
Yeah. Had to. We had to trick you right quick, make you think, you know, this shit soft, sweet. This shit ain't sweet, man. But yeah, I just like I said, I wanna always be able to deliver some bars when I'm making projects, because I want my audience to know that I'm a really, you know, I could really spit, like I could really rap. That's where this shit really come from. My name on Instagram, it's still RJ Rap, you know. I've been rapping, you know what I'm saying? It's so I had to give it to him. Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta remind them, man.
Yeah, hell, because I love to sing, bro, but I could rap my ass off, for real.
And the last song on there is the single that you have put out, Put You Down.
Oh, yeah, I love that, man. Shout out 6 Element. Shout out Pop Lord, man. Them boys really came through. We recorded that here in Atlanta.
Okay.
Oh, and they in the building.
Right?
Yeah, they in the building. Yeah, so shout out to them, man. Yeah, that was my first time. Well, not my first time, but one of my first times really working with writers. Them guys are geniuses, man, for real, like super talented, and they made me feel real comfortable about doing that. Yeah, and that's probably my second favorite on there. It just speak volumes, you know, by leaving everybody behind, but still putting them down, making a mental note, and I speak a little bit about Allah in there too, so it's heavy. It's heavy.
Yeah. We got some visuals ready?
Yeah, man. Visuals is on the way. I'm super excited for y'all to see it.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gonna shoot one for every song since it's only 5?
I ain't gonna do every song, but we're gonna do the ones that need to be shot for sure. We definitely got visuals for Alone Coming and Too Late right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how would you describe your growth as an artist, you know, when you first started rapping or singing, like up until today?
Yeah, I think I'm constantly growing, but again, I'm at a point where I'm just super confident about all the music that I'm doing. You know, there was a point in time where I'm like, I don't know about this, or like, I don't know about that, but I'm just super comfortable, super confident about everything that we doing, and yeah, we about to take over this shit, bro, for real. I just got a different level of confidence in me, bro, for real. I'm ready to take over, bro. I ain't playing.
Yeah, I feel like as an artist, you gotta have confidence.
Hell yeah, because if you don't feel it, they not gonna feel it.
Yep.
So that's just where we at with it. Again, I feel like with the last album, you know, I still was trying to find myself, but with this one and moving forward, it's like, I'm here. What's up?
Yeah. And what do your fans mean to you, man?
Man, everything, for real. They mean everything to me. Like, bro, like, I really be DMing my fans. Like, we really talk. Like, I got the community app joints, so my number's in my bio for them to really just hit me, tap in anytime, but we connect all the time. Like, I love my fans. We have deep one-on-one conversations. Like, they really just keep me going, bro, for real. And they make the music 10 times better because I get to hear from them, from the source, what y'all want to hear, like what y'all, you know? And yeah, they mean everything to me. Shout out, yeah, everybody.
And what's your thoughts on the music scene in New Orleans right now?
Man, everybody going up. Everybody doing their thing. Right now, everybody is like, I ain't gonna say everybody, but it's a lot like a sampling and shit going on right now, like a lot of dancing and stuff. They got the trip out dance going on right now. Shout out Teezy. But the whole scene is going crazy. I think New Orleans been slept on for a while. So I think Rob really helped to bring the city to a new light. Now it's to the point where like we got a lot of people, like tourists coming down. Like it's a lot of money pouring into New Orleans right now. We got the Super Bowl about to come out there. So, but as far as artist-wise, man, yeah, everybody doing their thing. Yeah, everybody. I feel like it's finally getting to a point where we trying to lift each other up instead of drag each other down. So yeah, shout out Subtweet Sean, man, YD, like everybody from the city, Bang Bang, Hollygrove King. Yeah, everybody going crazy, bro.
Yeah, because for a long time, artists from all over the world were just borrowing that New Orleans sound.
What?
Too.
Like, and still to this day,
absolutely.
taking the sound and shit. But like I said, it's a new light. So now we getting the love that we deserve, man, for real.
Yeah. What's some advice you would share to you know, the youth coming up right now today?
Man, I think anybody coming up, whether you're doing music, whatever you're doing, just enjoy life, bro, for real. We only get one of it. I know that sounds so cliche, but just enjoy life. You know, hard times don't last, just like good times don't last, bro, for real. Like, and I never thought I'd be in this position today, like, but manifestation is real, prayer is real. Yeah, just believe in yourself and go hard, bro, for real. Anything is possible.
Yeah. And what's some things that you do to keep your mental positive?
I work out like a motherfucker, bro, for real. I love to work out. Again, just for my mental, like I don't even so much do it for the physical, but for the mental, I love to work out. I be on that game, of course, bro. I smoke my weed, you know, just whatever I gotta do to take my mind off of being in a depressed or sad state. Like we doing it, man. Like I said, I'm in school now. That's helping my mental because it just allowing me to be like a little bit more on schedule. I'm learning new things. Like I love to learn new things. And of course, just making music. It's gotten to a point now where I record myself. I got a studio at home, so I'm constantly learning as I'm recording. Just working, bro. I think work, no matter what kind of work you do, work is important, bro. Work, like for real. If you're a man, whatever you got going on, you just need to work. Take your mind off of whatever you got going on. Just lock in. Yeah.
Yeah, what do they say? An idle mind is a devil's playground.
Exactly.
You know?
So just work, man. Just work. We've been working, bro.
Yeah.
We've been working.
What's some goals you got set for yourself, whether it's short term or long term?
Man, short term, we got to drop more music, for real. Like, that's what it's all about this year. I made that my main goal is to just, like, expand my catalog. Some of my favorite artists, like Lil Wayne, Young Thug, bro, their discography is crazy. Like their music gonna live forever because their music is just so much. You can't, like, I find new Lil Wayne songs every day. Like, it's crazy. So yeah, this year I definitely was like, man, I gotta lock in and just drop a lot more music. So I dropped 2 independent projects on my own. Maybe Dior and Picasso's Bad Side, just for the fans on YouTube, SoundCloud, anywhere you can listen to music for free. And then we got the EP dropping with the label, and then I got 2 more dropping after. So yeah, short term, man, it's just like, we gotta get some music out. We gotta really, they gotta feel me. As far as long term, man, I wanna be a staple in the game. I wanna be a household name. Yeah, that's really just it, bro, for real. I don't really too much care about nothing other than, yeah, I just want people to respect my art and know that, yeah, he's somebody who really, you know, had a voice in the game.
Yeah, I feel like you're on your way, man. You accomplished a lot these last 4 years.
Yeah,
already,
man. Thank you so much, man. All praise is due to Allah, man. Thank you.
Yeah. All right, RJ, you got any shout outs you'd like to give before you wrap it up here, man?
Yeah, man. Shout out ROC Nation, man. Shout out Hayes, man. Shout out Off the Porch. You know where we at, man. Shout out Atlanta. Last night was crazy. Cam Kirk Studios, y'all showed so much love. Yeah, I'm gonna be in New Orleans in a couple of days, so it's gonna be turned, man. Shout out to everybody who came out and supported. Shout out my team, man. All my producers, Scale, 6 Element. We're going crazy, man. Yeah.
Madonna, I go Mamba, I go Beastie. I left the B&B, pull up fresher than tea tree. Keep it discreet, not in